Tell me about yourself.
Hello, my name is William, 45 years old, and I'm the father of four. And I was homeless for a year, and I'm thankful that this program is allowing me to have a new start in life. Well, I was homeless for a year, um, off and on, not just like a whole 12 months of being on the streets, just off and on. And the reason why it's off and on, is because like everywhere I go, I would get kicked out because of I have a mental illness. Well, when the pandemic hit, I became sick. I'm type 2 diabetic. I have heart issues. I have epilepsy, seizures. And I guess it was just too much for my wife to bear when I lost my job and everything. And she had to basically take care of everything, all the bills and everything, including me. So she left me. So when there was no sources or anything for me to keep the roof over my head, and I got kicked out and I became homeless. My experiences living on the streets was pretty much very scary. That first of all, because you don't know anything can happen to you in the streets. There's a lot of people out there that just don't really care about human life. But the way that I was able to survive wasn't always outside in the streets. There was times I would go to family's house, friends' house. There was even a point where I even rode public buses all day just to get a little bit of sleep. And during the daytime, I would go out and ask people for food. I wouldn't even ask nobody for money because I believe in if you're asking somebody for money and saying that you want to eat, just tell them that you want to eat and that they buy you something to eat instead of money. First, I really think that people should acknowledge that that homeless person once upon a time had a better life than what they had at their current time. Not everyone that you see on the streets are uh, bad people or uh, diseases, and a lot of people are afraid of homeless people because they think they might have diseases or they might be crazy. No, a lot of people had jobs like normal people, own homes, own businesses, and lost all of those things to bad circumstances. But a lot of people become homeless uh, in the past for many reasons. Current, from what I know and what I've experienced, the reason why the homeless rate right now in America is bad is because of the pandemic. When COVID hit, it pretty much shut down everything. Um, so people couldn't go to work, make a living. And before the government decided to put in these medical, I forgot how you pronounce it, medical metamorphism or whatever it is, for to keep people from getting kicked out. People were getting kicked out of it because they couldn't pay their bills, they couldn't pay their rent. So a lot of people were forced to have to be vacated wherever they were renting from. And people that own their homes, if they couldn't pay their mortgages, because you still, you own a home, you still got to pay a mortgage. And so banks were snatching up their homes and stuff. So a lot of people lost because of the pandemic. The hardest thing about being a homeless person or just being homeless, period, is sleeping on the streets because of the weather. It's too hot, you can have heat strokes. If it's too cold, you can get sick, catch the flu. Another part about as hard as being homeless is if you have a family, if you have children with you. Kids are not able to go attend school. You don't know where your next meal might come from, and some people are forced to live in, how can I say, in disgusting areas and behind trash bins or underneath sewers and things like that. If anyone is out there listening to my story, I'm not really good at being behind cameras or anything like that. I'm not an actor, as you can see. But if anyone's out there interested in listening to this story, the best way to help homeless persons is to provide the resources needed to get off the street. Don't necessarily mean money, don't necessarily always mean food, but find out how that person can uh, locate different programs and areas that can be able to get them and provide them whatever that they need. There's a lot of programs out there, but there should be more. I really feel that there should be more programs out there to help people get a fresh start at life again, because a lot of people become depressed and end up developing mental issues, a little bit like mine, that has gotten worse because I became homeless, because you feel like life is just throwing you a curveball. So the best way to help and understand a homeless person is just be a friend, just be a person that can point them in the right direction, say kind words to them. You don't always have to give a person anything to make them feel like they are somebody. Well, I feel we can change things, and I'm going to be very honest and blunt about this. I really feel like our government should pay more attention to its own citizens and people, because once upon a time, that homeless person paid taxes, put money into the economy to be able to get the necessary things to survive. And it really hurts me as a person that's really starting over again, and looking for different resources, when I see turn on the news and see that our government is donating trillions and billions of dollars to help fund a war uh, for other countries that we really shouldn't even be poking our nose in, when that money could be put here. And because there's a war right here in our country right now. The war is called homeless. People are out here dying on these streets, not able to eat. Kids are even dying because they don't have the proper uh, uh, things to live to survive. So yeah, I really feel like the government needs to focus on this. California right now, in Los Angeles, we have the most biggest um, homeless rate in the United States. Um, you can go literally walk down the street and see people living in tents, children living in tents. Um, I'm not rich. I'm barely just now getting off the street through a program pathway that helped me, but I still able to. The person say, "Hey man, could you loan me? Can you give me some money or so I can eat or something?" I'll buy them food. Or even go in my pocket and give them like my last $5, because why? I have somebody help me, so I'm trying to help that person and give them hope. If I had three wishes, the first one would be, since I do come from a spiritual background and I believe in the Lord, believe in God, is that He would help us all, because we all need it. Not to say that He's not helping us, but He is helping us, but we need more. My second wish would be for homelessness is just to disappear. That everyone that's breathing and living have a place to live and food to eat. And my third wish would be that we all will be able to be, once again, if not perfectly financially stable, but just financially stable in general.